Happy, they are also hired as political thugs by politicians. And in 2003, 2007, 2011 elections, there were very serious violence. In 2015, it wasn't as bad as it was in previous elections, but people also died. And these people that died are mostly youth, young people who were employed by politicians, desperate politicians to snatch ballot boxes, rig elections, and what have you. So this in itself is one of the major reasons why many people have lost their lives and why we are gathered here to say that in whatever circumstance we find ourselves, we should not allow ourselves to be used for violence. Now, this is an example of a typical Niger Delta community. Imagine being trained or going to school from such an environment. Hello? Hello? But no matter how bad your background may be, we are still saying that it is not enough reason for us to pick up arms and start killing each other. Next slide, please. Some of them have been initiated into cultism. How? Our universities have a lot of cult groups, so many of them. This workshop is very important for some of us here because we still have a long way to go. Tomorrow you'll be in the university, you'll be studying one course or the other. I will tell an experience. I was in university as an undergraduate. And then there was so much pressure on me to be initiated in a cult group by my elder brother, who was a Unilag at that time, who was also a leader in one of the black, we call them black arts movement. And there was so much pressure. Uche, you are very intelligent, you are this, you are that, you do well, protection and all that, all that. And so I came to a point where like a threat to my life. But somehow, because I was determined, because I still had that strong moral discipline that was given to me from my home, I was able to resist until I graduated. I graduated and I never was a member of any cult group. But coming to my work experience now, some of my colleagues who work with me now, some of them were people who fought in one cult group or the other while they were undergraduates. And when they graduated, they became cultists in their communities. Some of their friends have been killed. And through our work, some of them got to understand that violence is not the right way to go. And they became peacemakers. And they joined my organization. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself properly. My organization is Academic Associates Peace Works. Peace Works is an NGO, non-governmental organization that works in the area of peace building, conflict management, and development. So because of the nature of what we do, we had a lot of converts, people who were, into cultism, armed struggle, and then they decided to drop their weapons, drop their old ways, and join us in carrying out peace education to young ones like what we have today. So, university confraternity, that is one very fertile ground for recruitment of children, young ones into cultism. They saw me as a young person, you 15 years, you're already in the university, and then you feel you don't have a strong sense of direction, and that is when they want to mount pressure on you. We are saying this today so that you will be conscious of yourself at all times. They have tough initiation processes. They do loyalty oath. How many of us have heard of blood covenant? They want to initiate you into some cause. Some of us watch Yoruba movies at home. They now make you to take some blood oaths, strong ones, and then they carry you through some beating, some tough exercise that they want that exercise to toughen you as a man or as a woman. And those difficult oaths, those oaths they take, make it difficult for them to withdraw because of what they've taken an oath and they've known the key members of the cult groups. So pulling out. So most of them, they say once you're a cult member, you're a cult member for life. You cannot pull out that way. Say, it's not like being a Christian and you say, tomorrow I don't want to be a Christian again, I want to be a Muslim. No. Or you say, I don't want to be a Christian, or I want to be a Muslim, I want to be a Juju worshiper. It's your choice. But once you are in a cult group, it is something that is very difficult for you to pull out. Because if you pull out, they will assume that you go and leak the secret of the cult. The only way that you can survive when you pull out is in death. They will kill you. Are we together? They will kill you. Few alternatives for basic survival. That is what keeps them. They say, if I live here, what am I going to be doing? After all, as a member of this group, I still get 10,000 naira every month, little money every month. So they don't want to pull out. Even though deep down inside them, they are tired of the violence and all that. But because there is no alternative, what am I going to do when I live here? How am I going to fend for myself? The little food I eat every day, how am I going to provide it for myself and my siblings? So you see them continuing in that line of violence. Next slide. Some of them have given several reasons for joining cult groups. One of them is say protection. Another one is protest because they feel they have been marginalized. Another one is provision of employment. They say the cult groups will use their own influence to create employment for them, which is not true. I've not seen it happening the way they announce it. There's peer influence. I can begin to tell my friends, that place is a very nice place to build. You will enjoy, and then I pressure my friends into joining cult groups. Low self-esteem. You are not happy with yourself. Some of us, fortune gave us opportunity to speak, and some of us withdrew. Some of us do so because of low self-esteem. And therefore, you want to seek protection from around you, from other people, because of that low self-esteem. Then there are also people who are politicians who motivate them to become thugs. So don't worry, I'll give you 200,000. You go and snag that ballot box, or you go and kidnap that my opponent and all that. And they see that 200,000 as a huge amount of money. I'll tell you a story. 2011 election, a young boy went to snatch a ballot box in the polling unit, and violence ensued. The boy was beaten, and they used cutlass on his head. When we got there, the boy was bleeding, about 15 years old boy. He was bleeding, and we took him to the hospital. In the hospital, they tried to stop the bleeding. The boy was fainting, and they were asking, what's your name, your phone number of your father, or somebody who can call. And then one confession the child gave was that he was given 2,000 naira to go and snatch that ballot box. The bill that was paid to make him, for the bleeding to stop like a first aid was like 5,000 naira within that 1 hour or 2 hours to stay in that hospital before the parents came to take him away. Whether the child died, I don't know. But you see the little amount that was given to that boy that would have cost him his life. Is that 2,000 naira worth a human life? You should speak up. Tell me if you are listening to what I'm saying. Is 2,000 naira worth a human's life? Thank you. Next slide. There are so many reasons. Let us just leave the reasons. Move on. Let's move on quickly. There are more current reasons. Go back. More current reasons.